to start with the 5 do's. And in her first 5 do is if you're a new Plexus ambassador or you're an ambassador in general, her first rule is stay plugged in, is basically what I took away from it. So there's tons of opportunity for you to learn. Like there's meetings, there's the business calls that we do here, the Zooms, you can chat with your upline. There's tons of opportunity for you to learn. And it's really important that when you first start to stay plugged in so you know what's going on and so you kind of go looking at things by yourself. So one of the really good tools, first of all, that we normally use is the Zoom. So if you can't make it to the Zoom, which is totally fine, everybody has a busy schedule, but it's always being recorded. So if you can jump on at some point later and just take a peek, and you can always take something away from some of our, all of our conversations on Zoom. So it's definitely worth it. It's a really wicked business tool. The second one, like I said earlier, was attend meetings when you can. Like they have the breakfast tomorrow morning. I went to a meeting this morning. I learned a ton about the compensation plan. That was definitely worth it. And you guys now do the things on Mondays. It's not a meeting, but it's still a Plexus social event. You can ready and feel comfortable. And again, like you can ask questions, you can talk to your upline, you can just hang out. So that's another one too. And as I was saying, back to your upline, I find this so important. Take advantage of your upline and the company. They have, they've run the track, they've been through the ringer, they know the do's and the don'ts, what works and what doesn't. So if you have questions about something or you're concerned about something, you need help, I'll take advantage of their knowledge. Like that's literally why I'm here, is to help you, because if you don't grow, we're not growing and we're not doing our jobs properly. So like, please, like if you need to know something, like, no, ask us. Like we would love to help, especially like Lisa and Randy. Like they're amazing and they know tons and they've been through it. And same with Cal too. Like you guys have been a part of it for so long, you know tons, right? So take advantage of your upline. The next I have is a good source of info is YouTube videos. There's tons of YouTube videos by tons of sapphires, emeralds, diamond ambassadors. There's everything from beginning to end. They answer tons of questions. They give you a little bit of feedback and they talk about what worked for them and what didn't too. So that's another really good source of information. And if you're looking for a specific testimony for something, YouTube is also another great tool. Go on YouTube, you literally type in like Plexus and whatever it is you're looking for, Plexus skincare, Plexus and weight loss, and you'll find a video. That's actually the same with Facebook. Like you can go into the top corner and you can search on Facebook. It's an amazing tool. I find everything on there. Same with Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, Facebook. I've also found Google's good too. They have stuff on Google, but I don't know if that's really a super reliable source. You can find all kinds of weird stuff on Google. Yeah. So maybe not as much that one, but it's still there, right? Yeah. So I mean, like when I was first learning, I Googled the compensation plan and it brought me right to the Plexus website and it had all the correct information. So Google is, but hi. Yeah, there was another, okay, so I was going to tell you about YouTube and Facebook. I have, she mentioned in her video, Emily Roberts, that she has a couple of people that she always refers to. And I do too, actually. I follow, not a ton, but a fair amount of successful Plexus ambassadors, because I mean, if they're obviously doing something right, like Lisa said. So the first one, definitely 100%, of course, is Emily Roberts. She has a YouTube page that has a ridiculous amount of videos, and anything you ever need to know about Plexus, Emily Roberts is probably covered. So she's amazing. She's all over. She's on Facebook. She's on Instagram. I found her too. I found her page on Pinterest. Like she's got tons of information. So definitely Emily Roberts. And the other one, I believe her name's Tara. I think it's Casaneda.
Yeah.
Is her last? Yeah. She has on the same thing, like a really great YouTube page. She's got, again, I follow her on Facebook as well too, like tons of information. And then there's also Rachel Rogers, who was a fitness instructor, a health coach. Now she's a Plexus ambassador. So she has a really great combination of a little bit of everything. She takes kind of like the natural path side of things and the Plexus side of things and puts them together. So she's super great for information too. Another one I have, I think is her name Timmy? Yancy?
Yeah, Timmy, yeah.
Yeah, she's good too. Her Facebook is blocked. Can't see it. But she does have YouTube. She does have YouTube channels too. And she also has an Instagram that I follow her on for more information. And those are kind of just like my top ones that I know that I see all the time, that I kind of like, if I need to know something, I'll go and I'll look for their videos or see what they've got, because they're loaded with information. So yeah, kind of just basically the first rule that she had is to stay plugged in and learn your information. Like take 30 minutes a day to learn about a new product, to learn about the business. Like you don't It literally, it's nothing. When you get up in the morning, like because the more that you do for your business, the more that you absorb, the better you can help somebody else, right? So it's learn. So, and like, I like that little thing that I see too. There's no I in Plexus, but there's an S. So take advantage of it.
Awesome.
It's fun.
Sweet. Good job, Kayla. And her do number 2 kind of piggybacks on what Kayla just said, and it's get yourself to network marketing opportunity events with Plexus. In Vernon here, we hold them once a month, but if you're somewhere where they're not happening, like I know they're doing them about once a month in Kelowna, and there's a few different areas that are starting to do them, but if you're somewhere where they're not, and even if you are where they're happening, do your own. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to have a lot of stuff. You know what? Emily said, you know what? You just need to know your story and have some pink drink to share. Like, honestly, you don't need to know a lot because really it's the power in your story. We're not trying to convince anybody. And you do have people that you can partner with. We've done Zoom taste and teas with one of our ambassadors in Manitoba. She's sitting around her kitchen table, has a couple people over, and we're on Zoom, and it's as if we're there. We're answering questions. The importance of connecting for yourself to connect with other people, but as well as for you to create opportunities to plant seeds. You don't know if you're maybe the first person to share Plexus with someone, or maybe they've heard it from somebody else and they didn't quite maybe do it the right way. And how you present it just kind of like triggers and it turns the light bulb on. Get to meetings. You know, you don't have to go to everything. One thing that we actually talked about this morning, there was a quote that Tarl Robinson shared from the Plexus compensation video that's on YouTube. And he said, the Plexus business fits into your life. You don't have to fit your life into Plexus. As Kayla said, like doing the training, you know what? Anyone can literally take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, watch a video. Lots of times I'm watching videos while I'm doing my makeup in the morning or straightening my hair or I'm getting supper ready. I've got the thing there, whatever. Like just taking even 5 minutes a day to learn something is actually feeding our faith and building our confidence. And it just becomes then second nature where somebody will ask us something and we just start to know things. Number three do is use your products consistently. You don't have to be buying your own products to build this business, but you know what? The confidence you get from your own story and being able to say, the products have done this for me, or this is how I'm feeling, or this is how I used to feel, is pretty amazing. And so to build your belief, to build your confidence, you need to be using the products.
I really liked what Robert said in the video. She said, if you're going to take, like, when you're going to be using the products consistently, she says you need to take the products in order to be a product of the product that you're taking.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, exactly. No, that's awesome. All right, Kayla, number 4.
Okay. Number 4 is to be smart with your Plexus income. So, I mean, I know it's super exciting. I've done it for sure. And I know it's super exciting when you get your Plexus paycheck and you want to buy those new pair of shoes or you want to do whatever, right? But it's like, you need to be smart with your income because what Emily Roberts talked about in her video, which I didn't even think of until I watched it, is taxes come at the end of the year. And taxes aren't taken off Plexus products and your business. So you need to be prepared to pay that bill. Yeah. Be smart with your income. And to add on top of that too, so there's the taxes and stuff, but it's Plexus is debt free. Yeah. And it promotes debt free, right? So if you've got and you're trying to get out of that hole, get out of your bubble, right? Like the way that Josh and I do it is we build our it's an asset on the side. So we keep our money in our Plexus Pay portal and it builds because that's how we're going to be able to pay off the debt in chunks, right? So I mean, it's just a suggestion. You're free to do whatever you want with your Plexus. I mean, like some people are saving for cars, for vehicles, paying off debts, whatever it is, right? But I'm just saying like that's just be smart with your money and kind of think about it because it is a good chunk of extra income depending on where you are. Mm-hmm. So kind of think about it before you do it, before you use your Plexus Pay. And you only get paid once a month. So
yeah, no, that's good. All right. Number 5 is be bold. And kind of what she shared was, and I know we've heard it multiple times. I know Randy and I have heard it multiple times. I know Cal has heard it multiple times, where people have signed up and they said, you know what, I was praying. I was praying about a way to make some extra money. I was praying about a way to be able to give some money to this. Like we have some people who are supporting some orphanages or orphans in Africa, and literally praying for a way to be able to have some extra income to do that. There's people that are praying for a different job, praying for a way to be able to stay home with their kids. And so Plexus, we have nothing to be ashamed about. We have a company that we can be more than proud of. And the products are literally changing people's lives. And so to be bold when we're sharing, and one thing she talked about is, I mean, we all have our different insecurities. We all have our own fears and our own doubts. But when we allow that fear to control us, that's actually a selfish thing, because when we become afraid and allow fear to control us, we stop sharing. We stop putting ourselves out there. People need to know what Plexus is about. Not everybody is going to choose Plexus, but there's a lot of people who will, and a lot of people who are, and they need the products. They need the products, and a lot of people are also looking for the income. So just to be bold and confident, and just to keep sharing, because Plexus, and a lot of us refer to it, it's good news. It's good news that we need to be sharing. And so one of the things where I'm actually going to attach at the end of this video, I'm going to actually put it on Blessed with Plexus. And I know last week or something I had posted about the Plexus Shield of Confidence. It's a really, really cool thing. There's like 4 quadrants in the shield, and it's just a way for us to kind of follow those things in response when we're sharing. That will actually help us to stay strong in our confidence. And so I'm actually going to post that on Blessed with Plexus after. So now that was her 5 do's. Now we're going to go to the don'ts, because we also need to know what we should not be doing. Okay, so the first don't is, don't try to sell Plexus. Don't try to convince people. Don't try to force them. You don't want to do that. It doesn't feel good for you. It doesn't feel good for them. We really just want to be sharing Plexus with people. But the one thing that she talked about, what we do want to sell, is actually how we used to feel. You actually really do want to talk about that. Like what life used to be, whether it's the financial part or whether it's the health part. You know what? I used to be an emotional roller coaster. I used to struggle with, I don't know. I'm like TMI, regularity, right? Like there's different things that's like, you know what? But I feel good now. I used to struggle with my weight, and just different things like that, where you can actually sell what things used to be like and what you've overcome. You definitely don't want to be making claims. One thing that actually, if you guys are getting your email sent to you from Plexus, there was a really neat email sent today. I believe it was today or yesterday. They had updated the information about, I believe it was BioCleanse and Block. I'm just going to quickly, yes, let me see here. And so we want to make sure that we're not making claims. We want to protect our business, which is protecting Plexus. And so we just want to share our story. And even when we're talking about the products, just be checking, what does it say on the bottle? What does it say in the catalog? What does it say on the website? Because what they actually say about the products themselves on the website, for example, is already pretty awesome. And so they were just referencing the Block and the BioCleanse today, and it's pretty sweet. We've got some pretty sweet products. So I just encourage you just to be sharing, but making sure that we're staying compliant. All right, Kayla, number 2, don't.
Number 2 is don't tag your upline and all of your downline, like your team, and all of your social media posts. I mean, it's totally fine, and we kind of do it sometimes to use it as a positive tool, especially when ambassadors are just getting going.
Yeah.
You can definitely use it as a tool, but when you post, when you tag your upline in all your posts and your downline, it's the same people that are seeing the same thing, right? So you want to make sure that not necessarily it's not just the spotlight that's on you, but you're also posting valuable information. So it's like when you share a post from somebody else and write your own little tidbit at the top, that's totally fine, but it's not authentic to you, right? So somebody else has already gone and collected all that information and written it all up, and then shared it and written it and posted it, and all you did was share. So it kind of puts the spotlight back onto that person. So not only could you be losing potential customers, you could be losing potential ambassadors, because that girl's written her stuff. She knows what she's talking about. They're going to go to her, right? So it's just something that was mentioned in Emily Roberts' video. I mean, I've never thought about it before either, but it does make sense. So you just want to make sure that you're making posts that kind of make sense, and they keep the spotlight kind of towards your business, because that's what you're trying to grow, is your own, right? So, and then copy and paste is something that I just want to add a couple things in here too. Copy and paste is something that people do, and that's totally fine. But if you can put your own spin and twist on it, it just makes it
make it personal, definitely.
Absolutely. Like, even if it's just changing a word or two or changing a sentence, like make it come from your heart, because that's from there. You're not trying to sell a product, you're trying to share about a product, right? People don't know how much you care until they know, or know how much you care, how much you know until they know how much you care, right? They want it to be real. And then, so my last thing there too is just kind of like, if you can, and I know that you guys are busy and you have stuff to do, but take the time to write your own posts and make it come from the heart.
Yeah, no, definitely. And even when you're sharing other posts, just to be like other people's posts, and you're kind of sharing that information, like even at the top, just say, share why you're excited to share that, or what it was about that post that interested you. Like, kind of, again, like Kayla said, you want to connect it back to you. And also on that same note, just to be making sure, because our point, it's kind of like Facebook is like our place where we're doing commercials, right? We're putting commercials out there. So you want to make sure you're getting it to new people, it's spreading out, it's widening. So when you're doing non-Plexus posts, just to be tagging friends where you're like, oh my gosh, I totally thought about you when I did this, and tagging them in there, because then when they're tagged, it actually spreads to their friends, so that when you do post some Plexus things, or even you're posting things that are just valuable information, they're like, oh, and so then when you start to do things, people that you normally wouldn't be connected to will start to see your posts. So that was a really good point that she made too. I didn't really think about that too much. Okay, number 3, don't forget to choose joy on the day when people quit on you. Don't get discouraged. Network marketing is not for everyone. Not everyone can handle the rejection. You know what? We're going to face rejection. We face it probably daily, and sometimes multiple days, and especially on the days where it feels like all we're getting is rejection. Emily challenges us to choose joy, to remember why, to think about I know for me, what I do is when I seem to hit a lot of people that are just negative, or just can't see the possibility, especially for themselves, of it helping them in an area of health. And then I actually go back and I remind myself of what it's been doing for people in our team, or videos that I've seen, testimonies that I've seen, because it's literally changing people's lives. And that's where it's like, you know what? That's their opinion. I know what I'm feeling, and I know what it's doing for people that I know. And so just choosing joy. One thing she said, oh yeah, well, she gave an example of someone in her team that who signed up as an ambassador, and on that very same day went inactive, turned it off the same day. And she was like, what? But that same person 8 months later messaged her and said, you know what? I'm ready now. Right? So you just want to choose joy, because then you're staying in a place of peace. You're not getting discouraged and deflecting that back to that person. You want to just maintain that relationship. You want to value that person, not just for the Plexus relationship. And I thought there was something. that she said. Yeah, so just, yeah, don't stay in that discouragement. It's totally natural to feel discouraged, but just don't stay there. You want to choose joy and link arms with the runners. She calls them the runners. There are people who just get it. They just get it. They want to learn. They just are super pumped, and they're just like, let's do this. Let's do this. Teach me. Like, I want to learn. Let's do this. And so, you know what? Connect arms, run with those people, and the others that just don't see it yet, or those who may never see it, you know what? You just love on them and you just value them. So then the number 4 don't is, and we kind of referenced it before, but don't argue and try to prove that Plexus is better than whatever. Instead, use the Plexus Shield of Confidence, which I'm going to post after. But also, you know what? We're not here to convince anybody. If you find yourself kind of going back and forth with somebody, just stop. Just stop and just don't go there. We just want to share our stories, share what we do know, because nobody can tell us our story isn't true. It's our story, right? Like, you know, it doesn't really matter what their opinion is. Emily, she uses the phrase, bless and release. Just bless and release them. You know what? It's kind of like, you know what? If this isn't for you, that's all good. That's all good. I actually chatted with one of our ambassadors today, and she knows that the business would be amazing for somebody that she knows. And this person is actually looking for income because they move quite a bit. And so to be able to have an income that can kind of follow with them. And so she just kind of put it out there and said, would you be interested in chatting? And the person literally be like, they said, you pretty much just wanted to like sign up with me, or you want me to sign up with you. I'm not interested. If you want to just go for coffee, that's fine, but I'm not interested. And you know what? That's okay. You just want to value that person. So I just encouraged her. I said, you know what? Don't worry about it. I said, just value her, go for coffee. Don't even worry about it. Right? Because there are people that will choose down the road. They actually do need to see a little bit what's going on and see that you are serious, that this isn't just a fly by night, that you're just not going to do this on a whim. So just don't argue and try to convince them. Yeah, just bless and release. Bless and release. So, Kayla. Oh, no. Is that me now? Number 5?
No, I'm number 5. I got
okay,
this.
Good.
Last that she mentioned, and Lisa had actually mentioned and touched base on it earlier, it's don't make claims that aren't on the Plexus website.
Yeah.
So you want to be sticking, like you have an amazing product. You have a compensation plan, an amazing business. You know all these things, right? So you don't have to prove to anybody. So make it as real as you possibly can without bending the rules, like she said earlier and stuff too. And then, because I guess it was a couple months ago too, they had been sending out like list of words you're not supposed to use.
Right.
So just try and get creative with that too. And I mean, like if we can find the list somewhere, maybe in an email, I can send it to you and stuff, Michelle.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
So you're just kind of like, instead of saying stuff like all natural, you can't according to FDA regulations. So it's most natural. Yeah. It's just kind of examples like that too, right? But you want to be real with it. So, and I know that you kind of see some posts sometimes that are a little bit ridiculous and a little bit questionable. So if you don't think it's right, do a little bit of research and don't post it.
Yeah.
Like don't want to be good. It's not a magic pill, and everybody knows that, and it's not a magic pill, right? So that's the last thing that you want somebody to think is that it's magic pill. So that was another thing too. And then one other thing that she mentioned is we're backed by Morgan Stanley, and I don't know if that necessarily pertains to us, but I looked up what that was, and it's they're partnered, and it's a financial group. I guess it's a big financial group in the States. I've never heard about it before, but it's a big thing. So and she said on there too, she was like, big groups don't support tiny entrepreneurs and businesses that don't actually grow or be successful. So that was kind of something that she just added in there as well at the end. But you just kind of want to be real with your posts, and like I said, if it looks questionable, don't bother with it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, that's awesome. Thanks so much, Kayla. You did a great job. Good job. So you know what, like Kayla and I said, like this is these are tips that we got from Emily Roberts from watching a video. Just be learning. There is so much stuff out there. We don't need to reinvent. We don't need to be figuring stuff out for ourselves. Let's learn from the people who are being successful. and let's just duplicate and learn from them. So as I said, I'm going to post in the Blessed with Plexus some information on the Plexus Shield of Confidence that we referenced. I'm going to put that on Blessed with Plexus so you can reference that, look it over. Like, there's literally 4 quadrants, and just get familiar with that. This call was also recorded, so if you weren't taking notes and there are things like, what did they say again? You'll be able to go back and just kind of take notes, because these are 5 do's and don'ts that Emily Roberts obviously feels pretty strongly about for her to do a video. And she's Diamond, so I think she knows what she's talking about. So yeah, that's it. I just want to thank you guys for joining. And yeah, so you can also share this video with any of your downline or anybody that you think benefit that is curious. And other than that, have an awesome rest of the night. Thank you again. And we'll see you next Tuesday, same time. Good night, guys.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you, Kayla. Thanks, everybody.